What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Kevin and Zach React. I'm Zach Bollinger. What a weird mixed feeling right now, if I'm being honest. Yes, the Baltimore Orioles won game one in dominant fashion. It was awesome. It was, guys, it felt like we were back. It felt like the offense over the past two games had scored 19 runs, only three of the runs were via the long ball. It felt like this offense was back. Saw a comment up here, in the two games today, they only struck out 9 times. Like this team felt like they were getting back on track. But at the end of the day, they split. And it's really funny because when you talk about splitting a doubleheader, I'll say doubleheader. I'm going to try to turn this TV above me off, see if that did nothing. When you talk about splitting a doubleheader, winning the second one, you feel a whole lot better than winning the first and losing the second. So it sucks in that aspect. But yeah, let's dive a little deeper though into the games. I know if you watched the Ryan Ripken show earlier today, we kind of went over a little bit of game one. We were watching that live with everyone. But for those who were not able to see that, I will go through it a little bit. So in game one, the Baltimore Orioles won 11-5 in a game that really just had so many positives. Zach Eflin looked fantastic. Zach Eflin looks fantastic. The bullpen holds their own. It really was. The offense was just, man. All right, let's look at this. First inning, 4 runs off 1 hit. Next inning, the third inning, they manufacture a run. Fourth inning, manufacture 2 runs. Fifth inning, manufacture runs. I mean, this team was manufacturing. And I'm not going to lie, you still saw a little bit of that in game 2, but just a little bit less. And Kieran, I cannot state this enough. Shout out to Eflin and mostly shout out to James McCann. I don't care if we talked about it a shit ton on the show when the game was going on. James McCann, fucking dog. Listen, what James McCann did today and then stayed for game two, sitting in the dugout, looking like he was just in the worst fight of his life. James McCann, absolute dog. Najee, Zach Eflin won't be enough, Zach. Let's be honest with ourselves here. He will not, Najee. He will not. The Orioles still need to make moves. I think we can all kind of agree on that. If the Orioles leave right now, what are we? 18 hours away from the trade deadline. If in 18 hours, this is the only moves that they've made, trading away Hayes, getting Sir Anthony Dominguez, and getting Zach Eflin, this is a failure of a trade deadline. You want to see them get a whole lot more. I'll tell you that. Steven, I'm seeing you say we need a backup shortstop. That is for fact. Jordan Westbrook, I know he had just a really tough showing today. Really tough defensively at shortstop. Really tough showing, but I can't put too much on him when it's the first time he's played shortstop since like AAA. I mean, he hasn't played at all this year. It sucks. Yes, the Orioles do need a backup shortstop, but I am not alone. This is Kevin and Zach React. So it only makes sense for me to bring on the first guy in that. Kevin Ostrecker, how are we feeling today?
Man, took all of we had a nice 3 hours of vibes today, and then it's all down the drain again.
That's what I said. This is such a weird feeling in double headers because like I want to be positive about the first game, but like it would be so different if the Orioles lost game one and then had like if these games were flipped and the Orioles lost the first game 8-4 and then just won 11-5, we would be like, hey, we did what we had to do. You salvaged it. Vibes would be through the roof, but now we're just like,
yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, and I heard the back end of what you were saying when I hopped on. only a couple hours before the trade deadline here. I know we just got Soler to the Braves again, so that just dropped.
The Braves just keep reacquiring everyone that they won the World
Well, and
Series.
Rosario's going back to the Dodgers. Like everybody's just reacquiring. Hey, you know what? If we're on that trend, you know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm about to say.
Are we about to reacquire Jack Flaherty?
No, come on. Oh, you know where I was going with that. Come on,
Fuji.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Taylor Teagarden. I was saying it today with McCann, although apparently he just wants to be in the dugout. So who's going to stop him? But yeah, man. I would be pretty floored if they didn't make a move tomorrow. Obviously, it doesn't guarantee they're going to.
Kevin, I think they're going to make a move tonight. I've already
have
my prediction.
And I'm sure you've said it already.
30.
But if you haven't, if they do make a move, obviously my sleep schedule is not the same as some other people's sleep schedules. So even if Zach is in his slumber, I will.
I will be. Kevin, you think I'm going to be able to sleep after the Orioles make a move?
I'm just saying. Are you back tomorrow? Are you going to be in studio?
No, I'm not. I'm going to be back here. I'm going to be sitting.
Well, even so, you'll be on the stream. So.
Oh, I will be on that stream stressing.
Dude, these are the types of things like a couple of years ago. Like I dreamed of doing stuff like this, like having a full trade deadline type deal. Like again, obviously me covering the Ravens, it was more focused on that, like free agency stream and stuff. But like I've always wanted to do stuff along those lines. And so for obviously the trade deadline for MLB, which is obviously when it's good, it is good. Like when it's moving, it's moving. So we're gonna see how it all plays out. But all right, let me ask you this, Zach, and in the chat as well. One move tomorrow, one name brings that to 3 guys, unless you want to include Pache, so 4. One move tomorrow, so 3 total moves. Would you still consider that a failure?
So what is it again?
So let's say they get Tanner Scott and no one else. Blake Snell, and no one else. One guy and no one else.
No, it's not failure.
It would just depend. What if they get more of a back end starter instead? Like what if they get a 5th guy, like a number 5,
like a Cal Quantrill?
Sure,
Cal Quantrill's the guy that comes to my. Hey, if they only got Cal Quantrill, I would be upset. Like, and I actually really want Cal Quantrill, and that has nothing to do with him yelling things at Reese McGuire. And maybe it has a little bit to do with that. I think Cal Quantrill has some good stuff. I would be disappointed, but it would not be a failure.
Yeah. Well, so have you talked about the game at all? Because doing one up, one down, I think the Orioles might have found their leadoff hitter.
Yeah. And haven't we been talking about this for a few? Like, I feel like this week we're like, you just gotta switch stuff up. You have to switch stuff up.
You had to. Absolutely.
And the offense is showing up. Weirdly enough, I think this is only like the 11th game the Orioles have scored 4 more runs in and lost. Like this is
a credit to their staff.
Yeah. So like shout out. I know Cade Povich, it's hard to put a lot of this on him. Yes, he did not have a good day, but that defense, man. This defense is atrocious. We want to talk about one up, one down whole time.
Well, Calder's the only guy playing defense out there right now.
That was the only one hitting. Calder's was the only one playing. I'm not gonna say that.
No, but yes, the defense is
also Jordan Westberg, stud.
Yeah,
offensively, not defensively.
The defense is. I don't know if I've seen a defense this bad in a long time. Like just the consistency of it, where now it's like every ball that's in play, I'm just like, how are they going to mess this up? Like, is this going to be
every single time?
It feels like they're good for like at least 1 error a game. And we've seen, I mean, obviously they won the first game. Did they ever change that gunner play, by the way, from a single to an error?
I'm not sure. I didn't go back. Let me check to see.
If so, 2 of the 3 runs wouldn't have been earned, right? For Eflin, it would have been 1 run.
Yeah, but I doubt it. Unfortunately for Eflin.
But so again,
they're still giving him 3. They're still giving.
We're just saying that was an error on Gunner's part. So again, a play like that gets through, and all of a sudden you're looking at, instead of an inning-ending double play, it's a 3-run shot. And in a game that they weren't winning that big, and maybe it's a tight game or they're up by 5 or up by 4, and you add 3 to the board there, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
So
the defense. Kevin, I'm going to be real with you. You're going to go solo for a few seconds. It's 11:59. My mom's birthday is in 1 minute. I'm going to
go. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Yeah,
go.
I'm going to go take a shot with my mother. Because some things are bigger than sports. So
yes, it is. Go take a shot. Give her my birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Mama Bollinger. All right.
Well, I'll be back, boys.
All right, you'll be back. All right, I'll take him off the screen. Oh, nope. Oh God, this is a disaster. Here we go. Look at that. There's how we do that. Yeah. It's exciting. Look, trade deadline is always an exciting time, right? Especially when your team is in contention. Obviously, I just think that there is a lot of nervous energy right now around this team because of how they have played for the most part recently. And the fact that this is really your only option in terms of upgrading the roster right now. So, I mean, it's go time. And that all ends, like we have spent months here on this show. I'm sure, people watching, listening. I mean, everybody's been thinking about this for the last couple of months, but we have spent hours after hours, days after days of thinking about, all right, well, if they can get this guy, if they can improve this position, and it all comes down to 18 hours from now. And that's it. That's it. So they made a couple of moves. I think that's a good start. But obviously, it can't be the only thing that they do. So it's just whether it's an arm, whether it's a bat. Obviously, pitching is pitching is what happens. That's, to me, the big thing. But could you get a package for a 5th outfielder? But now you have a lot of these guys, like, honestly, and I've been saying this to the guys, but all these moves are happening right now. Like, how much is going to be left tomorrow? Right? Like, obviously, there are still names out there. I think probably and wouldn't be shocked. Again, not that I have any info on this. It's just like my prediction. But I wouldn't be shocked if either Tanner Scott, and I think Ryan mentioned Finnegan, like one of those late end guys. Because who are you putting out in the 9th right now? In chat, let's play this game. Let's say nothing else happens, right? The Orioles make no other bullpen moves. Who are you putting out in the 9th inning right now? I might say it's Sir Anthony Dominguez. And that's crazy. That's crazy that I'm saying that. But you obviously can't trust Kimbrel. I think Cano's better served as an 8th inning guy who can pitch in the 9th, but it just hasn't been the same this year. I wouldn't blame you if you took Cano, right? I feel like that's an acceptable answer. But I'm seeing Dominguez. I'm seeing Cano. I see Ciano Perez as an answer here. Sorry. Zach is back. Zach, you going to come back? Okay.
We're back.
Yeah. So I asked the question in the chat. It feels, again, likely that they'll go out there and get a bullpen arm. But let's say they don't do that. Who are you putting out there in the 9th? Because I said it's Dominguez. Like, who do you trust the most? Is it Birch Smith? Is it Dominguez? I don't think it's Kimbrel. I don't think it's Cano.
I gotta go Cano. Okay.
All right. I said I don't blame people if they pick Cano. I don't blame people if they do.
I don't. And that's tough. This was what I was deciding between. I really want to say Jacob Webb. I just don't know if they give him that. But I think right now it would go for me. Trust Jacob Cano, very closely followed by Webb, and then you're seeing the Sir Anthony Dominguez is. Actually, you know what? Are we talking playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if they don't make a move in the bullpen, who are you putting out there in the playoffs?
Danny Coulomb. If Danny Coulomb's healthy,
Mm.
I just
I,
remembered
I, I
that.
feel like Danny's a forgotten man these
He
days.
is, and I just forgot about him until I just remembered that. Like I legitimately was like,
Yeah,
"Ooh," and I was like,
Danny
"Ooh."
is the no-brainer answer. But I would, and this is so tough because here's what they're probably going to have to do, Zach. Because once, assuming they add another bullpen arm and Danny comes back, we're kind of back to that space that they were in the beginning of the season. Not that they're really out of it now, but pretty much all year they really have not had established bullpen roles. Right, we are not in the Bob era anymore. Right, we're not just the Brock O'Day, Britton, and that's your 7, 8, 9. There's no question about that. Right, it's a different time now, where we're now to the point where this team doesn't even have a closer anymore. I mean, obviously Kimbrel got the ninth here, but why is that? Because it was okay, are they really going to win this thing type game? And even so, he's still. I mean, it's just. Do you pitch him in the sixth now? Do you bring him in as like a long? Like he's not a long guy. So like, what's his role? But Ryan has said it. They do need some version of good Craig Kimbrel in the playoffs. The issue is, are they going to get it? And obviously, you can talk about his history last postseason. And yeah, guess what? Not good. Was not
Yeah,
good in the
horrific.
playoffs last year. So that's kind of where it scares you, because if they want to use him, is it going to be as a seventh inning guy? Are they going to use him as like a setup man to a Tanner Scott if they get him?
He
I
can't be the
mean,
closer.
no, I agree. So, and again, look, I had said coming in, a split with the Blue Jays would have been fun, which they did, and I still think it's fun. But obviously, I think it's just the way they lost in Game 2, which just has the vibes.
Demoralizing.
Yes, it just has the vibes down because, man, it's so weird that was such a good, like, awesome game in the first game.
Yeah.
And again, the offense was on fire. Like, guys were just raking, and then you just kind of figure things out. Now, here's an interesting thing, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is going to happen. I just want to preface it with that. But obviously, here on Kevin and Zach React, we do, especially with the trade stuff, definitely want to analyze like every single possibility here. Would you attach a prospect to Craig Kimbrel to move off of him to add an extra spot in the bullpen?
No. Because as much as I hate Craig Kimbrel in the ninth inning, like when Craig Kimbrel's on, we talked to Talking Jake earlier today, Yankees fan, and he even said when Craig's on, like he can dominate. He still can. Do I trust him in the ninth inning? Absolutely not. Would I trust him in the seventh? Yeah. It has nothing to do with I don't think he's a good reliever. I don't think he's a closer anymore. I think that part of his career is over, but he would be one of the best sixth, seventh inning men in the league. I just don't think he would. Now, if he blatantly is becoming an issue, being like, "Hey, I'm not doing that," then maybe you have to discuss that. But if he's good with going to that more low leverage situation, keep him. Like, yeah, it's a steep price tag. It's not a price tag you want to pay for a guy that's pitching in the seventh inning, sixth inning. But if he's going to be good there, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, the seventh inning was kind of where I've been envisioning him. And then you bring Cano in to be your eighth guy, and then ideally a Tanner Scott or another guy can be your closer. But obviously, it's not that just set in stone where you're going to rotating guys in that role, and that's what they've been doing all season.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just it's an interesting thing. But Mike, appreciate this for the support here. We are up over 500 subscribers on the new channel. I'll put the link again for those who might be new or watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel right now. Kevin and Zach Reacts did move over to a new channel. So we are
again. We talked about that yet? I'm not sure if you.
No, I didn't mention it. So we're cross streaming on both channels for a couple of weeks. Trying our first goal is 1,000 subscribers, And then after a couple of weeks, we'll just exclusively be doing Kevin and Zach React on the new channel. Again, it's not going anywhere in terms of the Ryan Ripken Media Empire, as everybody loves it when we call it that. But it's just a way to clean up the Ryan Ripken Show channel, get the post-game streams and the reaction streams into just its own thing. So the link is right there in the chat. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, get us up over, we're almost up over 600, 575 right now.
Yeah,
we have a lot of stuff planned.
25 away. So currently 63 people watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel. If you are not subscribed to Kevin and Zach React, we would very much appreciate it. It'd be really cool if we could get over 600 tonight. For the second whole day we've had this channel even up, for us to hit 600 would be absolutely insane. Once again, we do just want to point out that we appreciate all of you who tune in. And Will G, subscribe tonight. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so much to come here. And now that we're actually on this new channel, I know we said things will stay the same with the Ripken Show and all that, but it also gives us more freedom of not muddying up that Ryan Ripken Show platform and YouTube channel. So more impromptu lives, maybe if some stuff happens that isn't directly Orioles related, but can impact the Orioles, can impact the Ravens, just massive news across any league. We're going to go live. We want to react to things that you guys want us to react to. So also, let us know if there's stuff in the NFL, anything that you're like, hey, would love for you guys to be able to react to this stuff, that, whatever it is. We do want to do this for you.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see the response and just the community coming together. I mean, not just for this, obviously.
We just got 9 subscribers right now. I mean, you guys are unreal. You guys are unreal.
That's incredible. And Rick, I saw this. I saw your comment too, man. I appreciate you listening. For those that don't know, I do cover the Ravens. I don't know I don't know, Zach. Did you know that? I don't know if you knew.
I don't think I ever knew.
Yeah. So really, really appreciate this, Rick. And Rick said, for those who are listening, because we might put this in audio. But Rick's saying, I watched Locked On Ravens this morning before I took my mom for radiation, Kevin. So appreciate you, Rick. And obviously, shout out to your mom, too. Prayers up to your mom, Rick. Appreciate you as always, man.
And I'm not sure if this was kind of said as a joke, but I kind of want to do this, Kevin. Preseason reaction shows.
Oh, I penciled that in already.
Yeah, I think we will, without a doubt, be going live after Ravens preseason.
Yeah, the thing, and we'll figure it out. But obviously, the thing with Ravens post-game streams on this channel is I do at the minimum 2, at the maximum 3 other reaction shows after Ravens games. So obviously, this is a priority for me. But for because I do stuff for Bleacher Report, do stuff for Locked On Ravens as well. So we'll have it. But again, I think the fun part about the Ravens season, Zach, and I know we'll plan this out a little more, but doing watch alongs for those games and kind of having
happy birthday, Mom.
Oh yes, there's the birthday girl herself. There she is. Happy birthday. There were a lot of birthday wishes in here. Right when you left, Zach.
Yeah,
so
I saw that. She appreciates it. So thank you to everyone.
That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, the live watch alongs will be fun, I feel like, because I think that's something we plan on doing.
Yes.
Obviously, Zach, you're planning to go to some games. I usually don't, just because I have so much other stuff to do. But
I pregame more games than I go to. Like I might go. Like the only games I went
to the Cincy game Thursday night, or were you just pre-gaming that?
No, I did go to that game.
Okay.
I went to the Cincy game and I went to the playoff game. So I'll probably the Ravens play Cincy in Thursday Night Football again this year. I probably will go to that game just for prime time against Cincy.
Yeah. But again, I'll probably be here for all of those. So even if you can't hop on for those, I'll probably just have it. And honestly, what we can do,
be hopping on. We will do.
No, we can do for that is maybe we could get you on for halftime reaction. You could stadium halftime reaction. That'd be electric. That'd be dope. By the way, we do plan to do some of that for Orioles as well. Not every game to start, obviously. More so maybe big matchups down the line here. Maybe hopefully an AL East clinching game or a wild card. Hopefully not wild card. Hopefully they win the division, but maybe they clinch a playoff spot or another exciting thing happens. So we are going to we're gonna see. But we got a couple of questions. Kieran asking, is the reaction channel going to be in podcast form like the main show? If there
We'll get
is
them.
enough interest in it, we will do it. I
Mhm.
think we're trying to gauge whether there'd be enough interest to put it out there. I think eventually it will be that way, but if there is more immediate interest in having it in a form where you can just listen to us react and have that maybe for the morning after, certainly that'd be a good idea to have.
Kevin,
What do you?
I want to say this, and this has nothing to do with sports or anything, but we currently have 64 people watching on Kevin and Zach React and only 49 on Ryan Ripken Show. This is the first time we've ever
Wow, that's true.
Kevin and Zach React outdone the Ryan Ripken Show feed. So sincerely, we do appreciate all of that.
And spread the word. Tell a friend. I mean, again, obviously we're in the age of technology, right? Where everybody's on social media doing this. But again, if you're hanging out with people, if you're with your family, with some friends, and they want a place to go listen to or watch Baltimore sports content, listen to post-game reaction shows, tell a friend and tell them to tell a friend to subscribe and tune in to the Ryan Ripken Show and here on Kevin and Zach React. Just a bit outside asking when's the stream tomorrow or later today, rather. We believe so. It's going to go until probably 7, but we're going to start it either around 2 or 3 p.m. most likely, unless obviously there is a Orioles trade reported before then, and then obviously we'll have to reevaluate that. But if there's not Orioles action up to 2 or 3 p.m., we'll do that. But we'll have a more concrete time tomorrow. But do expect to start in between 2 and 3 tomorrow, and we'll take you up past the deadline. And we won't just be analyzing Orioles moves, obviously. As the moves come in, we will be taking you through all of them because, again, this isn't just about the Orioles. Other teams are also competing with trying to get better too. So we will analyze that from that perspective.
And real fast, is the chat downloaded using 2 different channels? So we see the chat for everything. We see the chat right now for both channels. So for us, it does not. We can see everyone, but I do know that you can only see the people's comments who you are in the chat with, whatever channel you're on. So this will only be an issue for another 2 weeks. And then once we move completely over to Kevin and Zach Reacts, it will be all the same chat once again, which we're only 15 away from 600, which is crazy, Kevin. But
that is awesome. And then there was one more. So yeah, with the memberships, we do plan to have our own memberships here on this channel as well, some version of it, so you can be a member. We do have to hit, I think what is it? It's 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours or something. Is that what it is? That?
Yeah, 4,000.
Yeah, it's some level of subs and watch hours. So once we hit those thresholds, we're gonna do some level of membership, and that will include exclusive perks and exclusive emotes, maybe like reaction short videos. Like we're gonna flesh it out a little bit, but again, be sure to support the main channel with memberships as well. Don't take away from that. But if you do want to support us over here as well, we would really appreciate that. So. All right, let's get back into baseball talk. I know. Oh God. Oh no! See, the emoji has to be something like where you're just like.
Yeah. Also, Bailey, how did you do this emoji?
I think in the YouTube chat there are like specific, like just generic ones you can put in.
Absolutely unreal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And James B. I know we've had a few people saying, James, you've been saying the Orioles are not making the playoffs. Dude, they're making the playoffs. Am I going to say they're going to win the division? No. But they're going to make the playoffs, man. My guy. It's okay. I know it's a tough stretch. We'll get through it, dude. We shall get through it, James. Don't you worry. I will still see your ass at the parade. No love lost there.
I saw other questions. I'll pull. It was very far back because I know we've been talking about the channel for a while. What are your official predictions for later today? Like name wise, who do you think the Orioles trade, and who do you think they trade for?
Tanner Scott is a Baltimore Oriole, I would say, and this is when I say without a doubt. Like I'm saying in my prediction, Like that
Yep.
is he's not without a doubt.
Sure. I get you.
I that is the guy I'm most confident in. The next guy, I think they're going to go for Blake Snell, and I think they could potentially sell for Cal Quantrill. If they get Tanner Scott and Cal Quantrill, I would be ecstatic. I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Obviously, the biggest, my perfect, would be Snell and Quantrill. Also, Kevin, I cannot believe I'm about to say these words. Never in a million years did I think I would ever say this, Kevin. How do we get Kevin Pillar on this team?
Wow. That does feel like the only option, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Kevin Pillar, Orioles, and I tweeted about it today. Think about Orioles killer to Orioles hero. It's written in the stars.
Yeah.
Written in the stars.
That Estevez Pilar package would have been so good.
Would have fed families, Kevin. Laura, appreciate you. I asked about John Duran, ran a picture from the Twins. I don't think the Twins are selling, but Laura, I'm telling you right now, if Duran was on this team,
this is not going to happen.
I would be.
No. I wasn't talking about this. I'm talking about.
No. I'm talking, yeah.
But I was talking with my friend about him the other day. And it's not going to work as the contract, obviously. But how frustrating would it be if the Orioles got like a Javi Baez type player? Like a guy that just does not hit, whiff king, defense is shady.
If we traded for him?
Or just like that type of player.
I would pull trig on stream.
Oh, I don't think anybody wants to see that.
I would do it off stream, but you guys would see me pull trig. Like that would be disgusting, Kevin. We got that at home. Also, I want to say this real quick. I don't know who said it up here, but I saw before I logged on, before we started, someone said that Connor Norby didn't hit well today. Connor Norby hit great today. I know he struck out a lot, and I get that. He's a young player. He squared up the ball about 4 times. Only got a double out of it, but dude, Connor Norby, I'm not worried about it at all. Not worried about it at all. I think he's playing great. I think he's earned his spot on this team long term. Do you believe that, Kevin? We're talking about Connor Norby playing out the rest of the year in Baltimore. Like 2 weeks ago, we didn't all just ship him off in our mind. Like, it's crazy how that Jorge Mateo injury just changed everything in that situation.
It absolutely did. I mean, he was the guy we were kind of talking about as like the centerpiece of any deal that, wasn't named Holiday, Mayo, Basayo. If it is Scott, Zach, is Kyle Stowers going the other way?
Please.
But I'm talking value. Like I know we've talked about him.
That's why I think that would be the start guy. I think if the Orioles trade for Snell or Scott, I think Stowers is the guy to start. To start to headline. I also think if they go Povich or if they go Snell, I could see a McDermott, Povich, Seth Johnson, one of those 3 being added in as well. You're gonna have to give up value for Snell. Tanner Scott, I don't think so as much because it is a rental.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think right now Stowers. There's no reason at 6:00 tomorrow Kyle Stowers should be on the 40-man roster of the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, to me, it's just a matter of like, is the package right? Because like I would be willing, if they don't believe the value is there for Stowers, I would be willing, if I'm them, to hold on to him until the offseason where you can move him for a better player that fits you. If they don't feel like the fit is there, like, again, this isn't me saying don't trade for anybody because like you have to, but if there's not a guy to move for Stowers or if he's not required in these packages, I'd be fine holding on to him until the offseason and then doing all that. Mario asking, will the package be smaller if we eat Snell's contract? Smaller than if the Giants were paying for it, yes. But the reports are the Giants don't want to pay any of it. So
I don't care. Ruby.
So, but to his point, it would be. And Tommy, appreciate you for the membership over on the Ryan Ripken Show channel. But yeah, I mean, if San Francisco was offering to eat some of that money, then you would have to attach a prospect that would be worth them doing that. But
and here's the continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say, since they're not interested in doing that, apparently, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So here's the issue with what's going on with the Snell thing and why I would not be surprised if he's not moved. The San Francisco Giants are going into this saying he's not a rental. The Baltimore Orioles are going into this saying he is a rental. Why is that? Blake Snell is a $38 million player option.
Yep.
I think Blake Snell picks that up most likely. But if you're the Orioles, you're going to the Giants and going, no. Also, real quick, I got to just bring this up. Call up Maxwell Costas. Preach. Call up Maxwell Costas. I'm going to call him a friend of the show. I played 8th grade basketball with him.
Counts.
Yeah, it counts. You know, me and him were underneath. He was my power forward. I was a center. We were.
Damn.
Yeah, it was just like that. But so the biggest thing that I think is hindering the trade with Snell is it's that option, because the Giants are saying, whoa, we need compensation, like we're giving you 2 years of Blake Snell, and every other team's going, whoa, there is a good chance Scott Boras opts out of this thing and we only got half a season of Blake Snell. What do you mean we have to go give up more? That's where I think it's going to come down to. I think the Orioles eat everything. Just me personally. I think we're a team that does that now. And that does not mean that it's going to be every single move, but I think if it meant getting Blake Snell for this year, I think they would do it.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. This new ownership group obviously is more willing to spend than the old one. That is apparent. But when you talk about, if you're doing the Snell thing and the Eflin, you're now on the hook for that money. And there are questions about this team, Zach, in terms of upcoming extensions and their upcoming free agent class, where Tony now has 30 taters this season. And it's a guy that I think well, I know for me, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but for me, I was like, I'm not sure he comes back because he might have priced himself out. But now I'm just like, can you let him walk? Like, do you give him what he wants? But then if you do that, the money for Burns, what's that going to look like? And then on top of that, it's like, okay, if Snell picks up his option and now you're on the hook for Eflin and you're trying to maybe add one or two other pieces to compete as well, good teams and owners that are willing to spend, they can keep a lot of guys. Mm-hmm. But realistically, you cannot keep everybody. And that's not me trying to be a downer, not me trying to be like, oh, this guy's falling, because they can keep a lot of their talent. I'm not saying they cannot do that. But guys are going to want to get paid. Obviously, hometown discounts are scarce nowadays. It happens, but it's a lot rarer than it used to be. Mm. So to me, there are a bunch of different decisions where we talk about this trade deadline. And obviously, you want to make the moves to compete to win now. If you make the proper moves, you can. This team can compete for a World Series. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No. But the balance that Mike Elias and company have to weigh out here is present versus future, because you obviously need to compete this year. You can't just throw in the towel on this year, especially if you know you can make moves to do it. But it's also about how much team control these guys have. What do the extensions look like? And with this new ownership group, we don't know how much they're willing to spend. We know they want to spend. We don't know how much, though. Yeah. So it's still a big question, where I think the common misconception here is they have unlimited funds, unlimited pockets, and they can re-sign everybody. But we just don't know right now, because we have not gone through a full offseason with them yet. And what a heck of a first offseason for this ownership group to have, with all these big decisions looming.
Yeah. Timothy, I could not put this better myself, and I hate that. Unfortunately, you have to choose between Tony and Burns, and you have to go with Burns. You have so many different bats, so many different power hitters that can play those corner outfield spots. Are they going to produce as well as Tony did right off the bat? No, it is very hard to see that happening, even with the Kerstead, even with the Stowers, if he's somehow still here. Even if you put Norby out there, Hauser, I mean, it's hard to replicate what we're about to approach, or he just hit his 30th. Is this 3 straight 30 home run years? I mean, it's got to be 3 or 4. I mean, the best switch hitting power hitter in all of Major League Baseball currently resides in Baltimore, Maryland, and his name is Anthony Santander. Unfortunately for the Baltimore Orioles, the best switch hitting power hitter in all of baseball is also currently a pending free agent. So yeah, it's dope that we have him, but unfortunately he is the best. Oh, he did only hit 28 last year. So it was 25 plus, I believe, in 20 or 4 straight. So thank you for that correction, Rick. Tony's got to get a bag. I saw a question up earlier about, is it worth giving him $25 million for his talent? Yes. In the Orioles situation, no. Someone is going to, and someone is going to be happy with what they do. But the Orioles are not in the situation where they can go out and pick Santander over Burns.
Right.
Now, if Burns doesn't re-sign and you're sitting there and there's no starting pitchers that you want out there, you give Tony a 2-year deal, I will not hate you. Like, I would not be upset about that. But if it's, hey, who are we going after? It's got to be Burns every day of the week.
There's more of a need. With
the Seattle Mariners should give Tony Taters $40 million and not think twice about that. Team needs anyone who is willingly able to swing a bat and make contact.
Is Randy a free agent after this year?
I don't think so. No.
Tony and Randy would be a crazy duo. Yeah. Especially if Randy can regain some of his form. That would be nuts. Yeah. Absolutely. Joe, I don't even want this energy in the air. I don't even want this energy in the air right now.
Why would you put that in the chat, Joe? Jesus.
I don't.
Joe, I'm trying to just enjoy my Tuesday morning, okay?
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday morning.
Gosh, Joseph.
Man. But I think there's a lot of nervous energy, I feel like, right now, Zach. And I think it is amplified because of the fact the Orioles are going through it right now.
Yeah, so Randy is under contract for 2 more years.
Okay, cool.
Oh my gosh, Joe, yes, we see you. Joe was all upset that we didn't pull up his comment earlier in this show. He brought it up on Twitter. Yes, Joe.
What comment?
It was during Ryan Ripken show.
Oh, yeah, we can see you, Joe. We appreciate you as always,
Houston. Appreciate you. First off.
Appreciate you.
My bias. Let me ask Baltimore, who worries you most? New York or Houston? Houston, without a doubt. And why is that? Because Houston's been there, done that, and they've proven that they can go win the whole damn thing. This New York team hasn't proven that. They've gone out there and choked in the playoffs. And if they add more pieces, maybe that changes. I don't think Jazz Chisholm, even though he had 2 home runs tonight and the whole team looks unstoppable in a 1-game vacuum, I don't think that. I'm still going Houston. This team
didn't the Orioles look unstoppable in a 1-game vacuum earlier today?
Yeah. Take the 2 games before this last one. Orioles were so back. I haven't tweeted about it. I said, are the O's back?
Man, how electric would it be if the Orioles straight just dropped on stream?
Dude, I'm kind of hoping for. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I probably have like 10 more minutes of this. I'm using a room that because for those who don't know, I'm on vacation right now. That's why I had to go out, take shots for my mom's birthday, all that. But I am kind of taking up a room of like 4 people that need to go to bed that were all out there. And I was like, they're like, oh, is your stream over? And I was like, no. They're like, oh, you came out. The stream's over. I was like, I'd left 15 minutes ago. It's like, this stream ain't over. So,
yeah. But again, it's kind of just like they need the pitching. They can go prospect for prospect with anyone, man. I keep saying it. Like, if they're serious about upgrading, you have to part with talent to get talent. We've been saying it over and over and over and over again. Obviously, you don't want to overpay. You don't want to get too crazy. But at the same time, upgrades have to happen here because it's just the bullpen needs answers. The starters have a couple answers, but you need a little more than that. So we'll see. And
Novich just returned.
Appreciate you, Wally.
Appreciate it.
No, I wouldn't. What'd you say about Povich?
Povich was officially returned to AAA.
Well, yeah, he was the 27th guy, right?
So. Yeah, so it was just expected. You rock, Joe. You rock, Joe.
Appreciate you, Joe. Oh, geez, my computer's starting to get crazy.
Yeah. All right. You want to just kind of unfortunately hop off on this weird day. We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow with just so much.
We do. We got a long couple days. We're doing the trade deadline stream tomorrow, and then we are going to the Stateside Cup in Annapolis on Wednesday. No, so I guess we got – man, it's already Tuesday. We got the trade deadline today, and then we got the Stateside Cup tomorrow. So, again – we're going to see what happens here for the Orioles. If there is a move made at some point tonight, unless it is after 5 or 6 a.m., I will get on it. If not, I don't know when you're getting up, but our sleep schedule is probably someone on.
It doesn't matter. If one of us is up, we're calling the other. We're getting their ass up, and we're going freaking.
Yeah, joke's on you. My phone's been on silent for like 12 years. So
that's why I called twice.
Wow. Well, I do. I have to be on the radio at 11 tomorrow, so I'll be up at least 11. But if not, and there's nothing tonight into the morning, we will be back here. We'll be cross-streaming both on both the Kevin and Zach React channel and on the Ryan Ripken Show channel. We'll be in studio somewhere around 2 or 3 p.m. is the show start time. We'll take you up through and past the 6 p.m. deadline. So we'll go about 2 to 7, 3 to 7.
I love it. Manifesting Screwball's coming. None of the top three.
That's right. If we want to do this game, then quickly before we're on the way out, everybody in chat, drop your predictions. Drop your predictions. You can drop a name. You can drop multiple names. You can drop how many moves they make. 0, 1, 2, whatever it may be. Who is coming to Baltimore, or is anybody coming to Baltimore? But we'll have a long stream for you tomorrow. It'll be exciting, and this again it's electricity, man. Especially when you're watching a competing team here. How can they improve? Trade deadline's been flying already, so I'm excited for it, man. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do so over on the Kevin and Zach React channel.
14 away, just 14 away from 600. You guys mean the world to us.
Absolutely incredible. 14 away from the 600. The link is like not working for some reason.
Yeah. So.
Why is the link not working?
Gosh, Kevin, don't fumble the bag in front of everyone.
Sometimes it happens. Here we go. I got it. There we go.
Sitting there, baby. Yep, go hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate every single one of you, and we will be back tomorrow, probably like 2 o'clock-ish, a little bit after 2, kind of gonna be going with the vibes. So
going with the vibes. So we will be back tomorrow. Be sure to like and subscribe on both channels, Ryan Ripken Show, as well as Kevin and Zach React. Back here tomorrow, and then after the game, we'll be back as well. We're doing another one after the game, right, Zach? So, right. You know, we'll be back after the game. So 2 streams tomorrow. Obviously, the exciting trade deadline one, then the post-game show. But I think that's all we got for tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow. So everybody stay safe. Have a good rest of your night, and we will talk again soon.
We'll talk soon. James B. Listen, dude, I'm having a beer. I think you need one too. Everything's going to be okay. I promise, my guy. Everyone, we'll catch you tomorrow. Chee-wee-wees.